Stillsuits created by Fremen, the natives of Arrakis, were critical for survival in the open desert on this planet. These suits were like a second skin, very tight, wrists, neck, and below, which leads you to think, okay, what about the time of the month for women? What did they do? Just not gonna keep taking off your suit in the middle of an open desert, right? Right? Hey, welcome to my Intro to Dune series where I cover little small topics in 5 minutes or under about Dune. I'm going to have to probably really haul butt in this video to get this under 5 minutes, so let's go. So water discipline is crucial for surviving in the Arakan desert. I went over stillsuits in a prior video, so just know that the Fremen wore their stillsuits when being in the open desert and would even pee and poop in them. Which, if you're peeing and pooping in your stillsuit, it would lead you to think, okay, what about menstruating women? Do they just bleed in their suit? So what's interesting about that is even from the earliest designs, stillsuits for women were created differently so that in addition to thigh pads being able to process urine and feces, it could reclaim water lost in menstrual blood. However, despite being in stillsuits that accommodate that and get moisture from menstrual blood, still having your period in the middle of a super hot desert, not a good thing. Actually super dangerous. In fact, the Fremen saw a terrible number of their women die of shock and dehydration when they couldn't reclaim water to their bodies fast enough while menstruating during the first 2 generations on the desert planet. However, by the 3rd generation of Fremen on the planet Arrakis, they came up with a solution. They would put women on a regulated diet a week before and after her period, dropping the water level of the woman's body to the bare minimum, so it lessened the chance of sudden shock from a sudden water drop during her period. Obviously, this process was so intense that Fremen girls at puberty would be taken on a week retreat by a reverend mother to discuss their stillsuits, menstruation, pregnancy, childbirth, nursing, and how it would affect the women and how to survive. Menstruation was so dangerous among the Fremen that there were rituals to keep women in good health that reached puberty, and when women stopped having their period, or hit menopause, it was celebrated that she had safely made it through her fertile years. And as you would expect in our own world, when we're in harsh environments, our body adjusts and it kind of lengthens our cycles. Makes sense, good survival. The same thing happened to Fremen women on Arrakis. Their menstrual cycle eventually lengthened to a 56-day cycle. For example, the average cycle length of a woman is 28 days. Obviously that varies quite a bit, but 56 days is a pretty long cycle for the average woman, even in the Dune-verse. And yes, they do go over periods in the Dune-verse. That's how I have information for this video. I know it sounds weird, but it's actually really cool that Frank Herbert thought about menstruation when it came to women surviving in a harsh environment. I don't know, I think the dude was pretty cool, but maybe that's just me. I'm sure there's someone watching this video just absolutely disgusted that I'm talking about periods in a sci-fi world. Luckily, as stillsuits became more and more developed, they evolved, they made them better and better. Pretty soon, a woman would lose about the comparable amount of water as a man even when she was menstruating. So it was a problem for quite a few generations, but they got the stillsuit down to the point where women were safer on their period in the desert, though of course there would always be a danger. So I'm sure you wanted this intro Dune video about how Fremen women dealt with their periods in the Arakan desert. Like, subscribe, and come back for more videos that probably won't revolve around women's menstruation.